KingCobraJFS, an internet anomaly, a charismatic enigma, and someone who has quite a lot of lore to him. Whether you're a veteran of all things Cobra, just started getting into KingCobraJFS, or aren't familiar with him at all and clicked on this video out of sheer curiosity, you've made a good choice. Because I cover King Cobra a lot on my channel, and in this video I will be covering the KingCobraJFS Iceberg. This is the second part of the Cobra Iceberg, so if you haven't seen the first video I made, be sure to check it out on my channel. If you're here and ready for part 2, let's not beat around the bush and kick off just where we left off on this amazing iceberg. Also, a big shouts out to Reddit user Jailbird Campbell for making this incredible iceberg. Alright, without further ado, let's get back into this. Clint's art. This entry on the iceberg refers to Josh's dad Clint's very strange photography and artwork, which ranges from genuinely cool to downright homoerotic depending on what piece you're looking at. Say what you want about Clint, but as you can see here in this amazing piece of his, this man is cut. Homeboy Scotty, Ian, Matt and Goldfinger. This entry on the iceberg is simply referring to some of Josh's friends that have on occasion made appearances in his videos, or in the case of Matt Green, made a once-off appearance in a Josh video. The most famous of these friends of Josh has to be homeboy Scotty. Scotty is probably Josh's best friend. He's known for wearing a ridiculous fedora and being legally blind. He looks like if the singer from Pierce the Veil got hooked on meth. And there's also a long-running meme in the Cobra community that he's dead, even though he's not, with R.I.P. homeboy Scotty being a popular catchphrase in the Cobra community. Not much is known about Josh's friend Ian. He appears to be about 60 years old and is just kind of another burnout, ghoulish crackhead who chills with Josh. Matt Green is a guy who successfully infiltrated the Cobra's lair and lived to tell the tale by visiting Casper, Wyoming and chilling with Josh in a very wholesome live stream. And homeboy Goldfinger is just another one of these buddies of Josh. Seems like a chill guy. The only video I can remember seeing with Goldfinger, he was just sitting in the background playing PlayStation in silence as Josh ranted into his camera about his dry spell and gender relations and other Cobra bullshit. Trapped and Mountain Wizard docs. This entry on the iceberg is referring to 2 documentaries made about KingCobraJFS. 2 documentaries I've actually made a video about each, so if you haven't checked them out and would be interested to find out more about these documentaries, please do check those videos out. Clint's basement era. This entry on the iceberg is simply referring to the time in King Cobra's life when he was a young lad, long before he had his own apartment, and was just living in his parents' basement, doing his own little thing, making chi balls, chugging energy drinks, and most definitely vigorously masturbating to YouTube girl try-on hauls. That's what's up. Subreddit / Kiwi Farms. This entry on the iceberg is referring to the KingCobraJFS subreddit, a subreddit where you can discuss all things Cobs with fellow members of the Cobraverse. It's a great place and actually responsible for popularizing a lot of my videos, so I love them guys. Oh, and the entry is also referring to the Kiwi Farms page about Josh. If you're unaware of what Kiwi Farms is, it's basically a Wikipedia for lol cows. And of course KingCobraJFS is on there. I mean, how couldn't he be? He's probably like top 5 most infamous lol cows of all time. He's gotta be there. The only other person I can think of with more infamy than Cobes for being a lolcow is a rather portly comic book illustrator and writer with a bit of an Oedipus complex and a deep inner rage for anyone who believes Sonic's arms are blue. If you know, you know. Frosty's CY Bar and the Sandbar. This entry on the iceberg is referring to Josh's old drinking spots. Frosty's seems to be Josh's favourite bar to drink at. However, the most interesting story about Josh and these bars is when he got banned from the CY bar for lying about their bartender calling him an asshole on one of his YouTube videos while ranting in a hungover state because he was bitter he didn't get more alcohol the previous night. Sounds like a Josh move, alright. Biomom Laura. This entry is referring to Josh's estranged biological mother who Josh really has it out for. Josh put his issues with his mother on full display on his song My Mom Laura, which is essentially a diss track dedicated to her, where he speaks about wishing that Satan would molest her in hell. Not much is known about her whereabouts or anything about her really. All we really know about her is that she's responsible for bringing the Dark Lord into this world, and that is most definitely what's up. Discord Goons. This entry on the iceberg refers to a group of people who communicate with Josh privately through a Discord server and offer him financial and moral support. I don't know too much about this community, but if they have good intentions for Josh, fair play to them, because helping our boy out is definitely what he needs. I hope they have good intentions with him, because the last thing the King Cobra universe needs is a Isabella Janke. Leanne Michelle. This entry on the iceberg refers to a reaction YouTuber by the name Leanne Michelle who reacted to one of Josh's dating advice videos and was heavily critical of his advice and doubted Josh's legitimacy as an expert on romantic relationships. How dare she? This led to a feud between her and Josh where Josh said quite a few unsavory things about her and didn't appear as the ally to women and champion of equal rights he usually presents himself as. Imagine my shock. Josh's old address. I'm assuming this entry on the iceberg is just referring to the fact that Josh's old address is very easy to find and it's all over the internet. Gonna put a little disclaimer here to say please don't harass Josh. Please don't actively look for his address. That's weird. Offer him moral support. Offer him guidance. Be a good guy to Cobes. Yeah, that's what's up. Ellen and her family. This entry on the iceberg is referring to one of Josh's long-term crushes, Ellen, who he had a very strange relationship with, where he was open about having feelings for her, yet still remained her friend when she didn't have the same feelings for him. I guess our boy just couldn't let that thing go. Josh also developed a weird relationship with her parents, where he would go over to their house and become like their drinking buddy / house pet. The whole thing was really weird and made me and a lot of people in the Cobraverse very uncomfortable. Fortunately, that phase in Josh's life appears to be over, and hopefully real soon he can find a queen who will truly love him for him and take good care of him. We can only hope. Darf and Warlord's channels. This entry on the iceberg is simply referring to Josh's friends Warlord Alex Campbell and Darf Lenny B's YouTube channels, where they make pretty similar content to Josh. Snack reviews, drink reviews, rant, the usual bullshit from these weird Casper creatures. Josh's music. This entry on the iceberg is referring to Josh's musical output of very many shitty albums. I'm actually actively doing a video series on my channel where I cover all of Josh's terrible albums one by one, so if that's something you'd be interested in checking out and you haven't seen them already, please do check them out because they're a whole lot of fun and I'd greatly appreciate it. Mrs. Green. This entry refers to the time Josh adopted a pet mantis in his apartment and named it Mrs. Green. Unsurprisingly, Josh's dingy apartment was not an ideal habitat for poor old Mrs. Green, and she died within a few days of living there, most likely due to the fumes of Josh's smoking and wand spray painting. Josh thought that it would be a fitting tribute to his pet mantis to glue its dead body to one of his stupid fucking wands, which I believe he sold so he could buy a 40 or something. You cannot make this shit up, man. Couch Chris Saga. This entry on the iceberg is referring to an early era of Cobra where he was letting his buddy Chris live with him in his apartment rent-free, without the permission of his father, I might add, who was basically paying for all of Josh's living expenses. During the era where Chris was living with Josh, Chris appeared in the background of a lot of his videos, playing Josh's PlayStation, while Josh made videos and occasionally interrupted Josh, insulting him or making some other kind of snarky comment. Which was mad, because like, if a dude is letting you live rent free in his apartment, the least you could do is be nice to him. But god damn, Chris pulled no punches. What a Sigma. I think I'm gonna finish this installment of explaining the KingCobraJFS Iceberg on the couch with Chris. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you're new around here and want to see more Cobes content, please do subscribe. If you want to support the channel in leaps and bounds and help me pump out videos here sooner, you can support me on Patreon, which will be linked in the description of this video. Follow me on Instagram for updates on more videos. See you soon, guys. Peace.